She right away had a place that felt like home.
That's the most important thing. They should be comfortable there. They should feel safe and secure and relaxed, almost to the point where rather than, being apprehensive about making that transition in their lives, they should feel like, oh, this is the best move I ever made because now I can just relax and enjoy the rest of my life. I don't have to worry about the little things. We have residents that have lived there for years because they get to know the people, they get to know the staff who have also been there for years. And again, it just doesn't feel like you're at a business. It feels like you're in this community where everybody knows everybody.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And this is part of our amazing series this week on Chateau retirement and all of the great things that we get to experience by coming remotely to your locations. We come to this beautiful grounds, beautiful locations, and it wouldn't be as awesome if it weren't for people like you, Mr. Loren Adams from Chateau Retirement, and you are a maintenance director at the Bothell Lander community, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Loren, tell me a little bit about you and your role. What do you do for Chateau?
Well, we handle everything from the safety and regulatory things in the buildings to resident needs, work orders, room turns, getting apartments ready for new residents to move in, grounds outside, emergency response, preparation for maybe storms and things that might be coming. It's just a little bit of everything and just a lot of interaction with the residents.
Yeah, I can imagine. How often do we not just take for granted of all of the factors that make our residents in this buildings like this safer? Obviously, there's issues that come up like with any building, but then there's this other level of, you guys have extra security or safety issues that are built into the buildings, and obviously things in the bathrooms to help them from, having accidents, and in the hallways and things like that. So just tell me a little bit, Loren, about what is a typical day like? I bet it's always different.
Every day is different. And in that way, it's a lot of times every day is the same. I wouldn't call it unpredictability, but I make sure my people realize that they're going to have to be able to, change direction just at a moment's notice. They might show up to work with a basic idea of what they're going to be taking care of that day, but things are really fluid and they can change, not necessarily in an urgent manner, but maybe we had a new resident that just recently moved in and something came up, that morning that we need to take care of right away. A lot of times, my day starts in the morning before I even begin my commute. If our vendor's scheduled to show up, a lot of times they'll reach out before we're even at the building to, where do I go into the building? Where do I park? Things like that. So it's, every day is, a little bit structured and a little bit non-structured.
It's interesting because I grew up in the hotel business. That was my background as a child. And I remember distinctly remembering that there's never a day that's the same. It's always different. But you guys have this extra layer of care and of making sure that this is not only, a building of people. It is a building of people that are like a family to you. And that, you care for them in that way. Obviously, having that dialogue, that everyday dialogue with you guys is such a key role of having a resident feel like they're part of a community. How does that work for you as far as, what are some stories you can share about how you made a difference like that?
I don't like to take the credit for myself. I think a lot of that just goes to my team. I know longevity of staff there at our building is really crucial because we have residents who've also lived there for several years. And then we have staff members in the maintenance department who've been there just as long or longer than some. You just get to know them as people. And when I show up every day for work, I don't feel like I'm arriving at a place of business. I feel like I'm arriving at a community where all these great people live, and there's this staff behind the scenes that makes sure that they're safe and comfortable and happy. And I get so much positive feedback from the residents regularly. We have comment cards and that the residents can fill out about a certain staff member that maybe did something special for them, or just their encounters with, employees on a regular basis. I think that's the key thing. You feel like you just know everybody, and they get to where they just trust you, and they know that you're doing everything that you can for them.
Yeah. And it's being mindful to say, hey, I just realized that this, I need to fix something. And where a resident may not even notice it, but because you're there, it's having that mindfulness of how can I do the most in the, for that resident.
Sure. And we rely a lot on the other staff, other departments, housekeeping, care staff. They go into apartments that we don't, they're going in and out of them regularly.
Yeah.
And they'll point things out to us, which is really helpful too.
Safety is a huge issue for seniors. Bathroom safety. Bathroom is known for being the most dangerous room in the house because of falls. You guys do a lot of natural fall prevention type, equipment in an apartment. Typically, what is in an apartment that keeps people safe?
Well, we have standard grab bars in, the common locations next to the shower, the toilets and things like that. And depending on the resident's assessment, from nursing when they move in, if they are coming in on assisted living, we may get some additional instructions from the nursing staff that this resident would like a grab bar, in a different location. Sometimes they'll need help getting in and out of bed, so we will install what's called a transfer pole, that they can help with that. And then when we turn the rooms, we make sure that we do things to lessen the risk of falls, like going transition strips from carpet to hard flooring. We try to put the wider, low profile transition strips to make them easier to roll their walkers across, or
Go ahead. Start with the transition.
So when we install carpet or new flooring in an apartment, we install rubber transition strips. They're called low profile wheeled transition strips. It's typically for people with walkers or wheelchairs and things like that. And they have a really low profile. They're a lot more difficult for a resident to catch their foot on. Things like that. Making sure that it's well lit, making sure that all the lights are working so that they can see, what they need to see. And if they need extra little things to make themselves feel a little bit more comfortable, like, anti-skid strips or things like that in the showers, we can do things like that.
Yeah. And obviously there's different types of, like, for example, if somebody falls or something within an apartment, there's ways in which they can communicate, like an intercom system or something like that. How do you play into that type of a role?
Mostly with those would be, again, based on the resident's care package or what if they're independent or assisted. All the apartments have pull cords that are regulated by, state licensing.
Right.
And, if they fall, the cord has to reach at least within 6 inches of the ground, so that if they are on the ground, they don't have to reach up high to pull on a cord. Other residents that are on services might have a pendant that they would push to get a hold of the care staff.
Good.
Our role would just be making sure that those devices are properly located and working correctly.
Yeah. And I know too, when my mom was living here, it's like she had a doll collection, and you guys came in, your maintenance team came in and put up shelves for her so she could display her dolls. And they didn't even, they were so gracious to do that, and even came up with the shelving and things like that to help. Those are the things that I think about right away. That was like she right away had a place that felt like home.
That's the most important thing. I don't want them to feel like they have to adhere to our rules and regulations as much as just they should be comfortable there. They should feel safe and secure and relaxed, almost to the point where rather than, being apprehensive about making that transition in their lives, they should feel like, oh, this is the best move I ever made, because now I can just relax and enjoy the rest of my life. I don't have to worry about the little things.
Exactly. And now you have a team of maintenance people.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you keep them going and keep morale up.
I always try to remind them that we're only as good as, the the work we do for the residents. When we get the positive feedback from the residents, that's huge. So I like to share when I hear a compliment about one or two of the people, I like to share that with the team, just to let them know that what they're doing is appreciated and recognized. And just because maybe they singled out this individual or that, it's kind of just an example of how much the residents appreciate the team as a whole. And it could be something so small. Residents might have a hard time opening a window, you know, that any of us could go in and just slide the window open real easy. But when you get asked to do things like that, you realize how frustrating and maybe even, you know, discouraging that might be for those residents. Like, wow, they can't even open their own window anymore.
Yeah.
And so the guys go in and do that, just glad to help. And to see the appreciation for just those little things that we take for granted, I think is huge. And I think that's why our residents stay as long as they do. We have residents that have lived there for years because they get to know the people, they get to know the staff who have also been there for years.
Yeah.
And again, it just doesn't feel like you're at a business. It feels like you're in this community where everybody knows everybody.
Absolutely. And when you really think about it, it's like to have that dialogue and that feeling like you're welcomed and a part of the whole community. And that includes the staff. There's this element of cohesiveness, I think, that is so important. And, you know, people like you, Loren, that help to set that culture, as we're talking about today, is just huge. So thank you for being on the show.
Sure. Thank you.
Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.